Good day to you, my fellow endoskeletons. I'm Kenetor and welcome back to another Starbase progress report. We're on week 11 of 2022, and if you're new here, I bring you the latest news and updates of everything Starbase every week. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss out. Now let's get to it. Sadly, Lauri didn't survive his Klingon Ascension ritual, with the Pain Sticks taking his life in brutal fashion. Mages from around the realm have now been summoned to begin a resurrection ritual, drawing on the power of both light and dark to rejuvenate his lifeless husk. Meanwhile, back in the land of the living, the rest of the devs are as silent as ever, so we are jumping straight into the gallery, which includes some videos this week. Our first image is of a small station in the Moonbelt. Other than possibly taking a long time to do, there's nothing new other than this just being an example. The second image, however, is of a much bigger station. It's hard to see what this station is supposed to look like due to the hideous LOD system player stations have. Lauri has always maintained that it's just a configuration issue, and he says it's even simple to fix. Sadly, it's just not a priority for them. How long they will keep saying this is anyone's guess, as it's certainly going to be needed for Siege. Next up, we have some of the new decoration blocks put to use in this massive interior hall, but I think this just highlights how we need decorative floor plating next. This station also demonstrates being able to use plating to build the station as opposed to just using the modules. And while this can work for safe zone stations, this will probably never be used, however, on non-safe zone ones due to the lack of protection that this would provide in a siege. It does look good though. And speaking of siege, we have these awesome little barrier walls that can be used for cover. I hope the lowered ridge part is just low enough to shoot over while crouched. These seem to be pretty versatile already with having angled parts too, so I expect to see them used in plenty of defensible positions. Our last image of the week shows a row of ship-based reconstruction machines in a factory hall. The new station-based ones must not be ready for testing yet, so this image also shows us nothing new. The report makes up for this, however, with these videos showing two new features that seem to be near completion now. First is the blueprint filler tool, now working with pipes and cables. But this isn't all that's hiding in this video. We can also see the ship blueprint control active here as well. These two features are the final pieces of the puzzle to having the ability to fix pretty much any ship out in space. And that's fantastic news. Our second video is a station-based update for the ship's storage hall, now also looking to be working as demonstrated with this Duratech starter ship. With this feature added, we can finally stop the risk of ships vanishing from stations, but I'm sure we all want that issue to be fixed as well. The secondary bonus of this feature working on stations should mean not much work to bring it to capital ships too, which is definitely needed for Siege as well. And just like that video, this week's report is a station focused one, but it does seem to be quite light on content as it's missing any update on the LOD system, station storage changes or player built storage, resource ducting like those used on capital ships. This one's odd because it was announced for stations first. There's no station power update or any mention of company stations. But here's what it does have. Station expansion is listed as done and has been for a good while now. Improved station HUD is still finishing up its coding, but we saw the first stages of this hit the live patch last week. Station renaming was also something that was added in the live patch for everyone, and this was definitely gratefully received. Claiming resigned stations. This was only recently started and now in its third week of work. As I pointed out last week, this used to work back in closed alpha, and I personally find it a bit strange that it's taken so long to put it back in the game, even if it will be a rarely used feature. Group-based station access. This seems to be the holy grail of company organisation right now, even more so for those who manage larger companies. Right now, access must be granted one by one, even for company members. It's pure pain to do, and even more so to keep it updated with people coming and going from a company. So being able to add access to a specific company would make things a lot easier and automate a lot of the access. Moving on to station build mode, and we start with the controls guide and improve rotation for grabbed objects. This one has been completed for some time now, and returning players will find it very useful when getting back into the game and relearning things. Quick select for modules. This is also done and allows a hotkey press to select a style of block you are looking at, so that you can place more of them without changing your hotbars. Placing multiple objects. This is a press and hold placement mode that makes placing a line of objects a little bit easier. Object style selection. This is a planned but not currently encoding feature to let you scroll through different modules of a set style. This is yet another way to speed up your building of stations, and certainly one people will find useful. furniture and decoration is pretty much ongoing for stations, with new content being revealed every week or two. The art team are doing a fantastic job and cracking these out and making us all new pieces to use. For our siege related updates, we have area validity for all station types. Only each area that reaches its minimum material volume will be used as a capture area in siege, and this feature is complete. Reconstruction machine for stations. We saw these slightly different machines a month ago in the week 7 report, but these are still in coding. Our last section is more station additions, and we have cable and pipe support for blueprint filler, a completely non-station feature. While it's still in coding, but as we saw in the video, must nearly be done. And now for an actual station feature, player ship shops. These are not the ones you see at Origin. The long-term plan is for players to build, operate, supply and profit from these shops. That's a lot of logistics that's really going to need operational factories to be viable, especially for a larger player base. This is just in design right now, and while it makes no sense them doing any work on it before factories to some, it may be they want to work out how it will run to inform certain choices for factories before getting to work on those. Similar to how the heat rework is being done before heat and radiation detection. Increased crafting bench range. This is marked at done, but I haven't found a single person who's got this to work yet, so it might well be bugged. When it does work, however, you'll be able to access crafting benches from anywhere in the build zone. Tripods on player stations. This is marked as complete, but these are limited to factory halls, so their use in defense is quite limited, I'd imagine, and certainly not what we were shown in their siege video. Painting stations is another complete feature that lets you customize your station colors. And lastly, hangar halls. Still in coding, but again must nearly be complete with what we saw in the video. Once fully working, we can expect some new control panels for it to enable a ship designer and a repair hall on player stations. And that's it, you're all caught up for this week's Starbase news. Don't forget to come drop by my Discord or chip in to support the channel via donor box or YouTube memberships. All my monthly supporters are listed at the end of my videos, and all get access to a supporter channel on my Discord as well as my eternal gratitude. As always, do please smash that like button, share this video with your friends and faction, leave a comment with any questions you want answers to, and I'll see you in the next one. Kenetor, out.